Good morning, everyone. I hope that you had a grand rising and you are excited to join From the Ground Up real time issues with real time solutions for MWBEs, brought to you by Queen Strategy Partners. Nicole Valentine, Esquire, Danielle Douglas, and myself, Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. We've been rocking with you for over a year. This is season 2. COVID brought us to life with this show because we knew that we are the collaborators. That is what Queen Strategy Partners does. And we wanted to serve you. And you've been here telling us about how much you've enjoyed the content, the resources, the information. And today is no different. You know what time it is. It's time for the best morning show in America. And I'm so excited about our show today, but I'm going to contain myself. And I'm going to introduce my beautiful, dynamic, and phenomenal co host, the one and only Danielle Douglas. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning, Miss Dr. Stacey and C. Grant, and the ladies who have joined us today, as well as our guest who's here. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so excited about today because not only do we have 3 boss ladies on the show, yes, not only that, but the reason we brought them on the show is because we wanted to talk about celebrating the freedom to reinvent your business and create our own economy. You know that Stacey and I had the candidates for the council position in District 27. And we talked to them about creating a business ecosystem, as well as how they're going to bring other types of businesses in the community. And you know what? For July 4th, or in celebration of July 4th, we said not only do we need to look to the council people, but like we said towards the end of the show, we need to empower ourselves to create our own economy. And so in the spirit of collaboration, we wanted to bring, again, 3 boss ladies that are right here in the community, that are doing things, they're on and popping, they are making things happen. And so without further ado, we're going to give our guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. And so with that said, we're going to go to Miss Aaliyah and give her opportunity to go first. So there you go.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me. Today I'm excited. I'm very familiar with everyone on the call, so I'm excited to have a conversation with everyone. My name is Aaliyah Abraham. I'm the founder of the Black Resource Network. It's a in Queens to literacy, civic engagement, health and wellness, and small business support. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And you know what, Aaliyah, before one more thing we want to ask you. Well, we got to ask you a couple more things. But as you introduce yourself, can you share with us your business share your vision for not only your business, but other businesses post COVID-19?
So, at its core, my business is just gets information out to Black people in Queens. So I'd like to continue to do that. And I'd like to find other spaces and other audiences to get business out, particularly to seniors and youth.
Thank you. And next, we have Miss Dawn from the Nourish Spot. Take it away, Dawn. And again, introduce yourself and please share your vision for your business, as well as other businesses post COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Danielle and Dr. Stacey, for inviting me back to From the Ground Up. I'm really happy to be here this morning with these 2 dynamic young women from Southeast Queens. So I am the founder and CEO of the Nourish Spot, which is a healthy food and beverage retail, a brick and mortar location on Guy Brewer Boulevard near York College. And what we do here is provide healthy fruits and vegetables that people can customize and consume to their hearts or their palate's content. Now, in terms of what my wish is for the Nourish Spot, are to expand into an airport near you. And also for other businesses, I serve as a small business mentor for New York City Small Business Services. So what my wish is that I will continue to help new entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs, start, thriving businesses going forward.
Thank you, Dawn. And last but not least, we have Miss Diana. Diana, take it away. I know you got a couple of things going on, Diana. You know, so we're gonna, you just on and popping. You just started the farmers. I shouldn't say just, but you have the Loyalton Farmers Market as well as your business that you were doing before, and you're expanding the farmers market. So we love to hear more about you and your vision for your business as well as other businesses post-COVID.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. Second time on the show, so I really feel like family now. It's been, I'm on it 9 o'clock watching you guys, typing in the comments. So this show really means a lot to me, and I like to share this show particularly with our Sovereign Markets family vendors because you have such amazing information that you share. But yeah, I got a few things going on. But again, let me greet Aaliyah Abraham, my BFF, and Dawn Kelly, my business mentor and great friend, Dr. Stacey Grant. Good morning. It has definitely been a great year here in Southeast Queens, and just seeing the collaborations that's been happening, through the Laurelton Farmers Market, i.e. Sovereign Markets, collaborating with Aaliyah Abraham and the Black Resource Network has been great because that's where a lot of our vendors have come from. That's where a lot of our information goes out to the public. So that's just one amazing and really important collaboration right here on this call. And so Aaliyah, thank you for creating that platform. And then Dawn as well, sending out all of our information for the farmers markets, doing guerrilla marketing for us has been amazing. And as well, leading into that, we saw that, we launched during COVID because, health and wellness is really our vision for the farmers market. And that really transitioned into seeing how many small businesses, local businesses need a place to cook. So happy to launch that. We are launching the first Black-owned commercial kitchen right here in Southeast Queens this year. Hulu, right? So that's going to be really big, and that's going to change a lot of what we're doing because, as you mentioned, Danielle, Jars of Delight, which started 4 years ago, I can't believe it, has been blessed to have the opportunity to work with just different organizations and companies and in the city, and recently had a 6-figure contract with New York City Department of Health. And I wasn't able to do that unless I was cooking in a commercial space, and not having one in our community is almost criminal. So glad to be able to bring that resource and that operation here. It's gonna change the game for our community. I'm telling you, we're gonna be in Targets, we're gonna be in Walmarts, we're gonna be in the airport, and now we have no excuse because we have the structure, we have the capacity. So I can't wait. And then it's an office space. You're gonna be able to just operate your business in excellence. I cannot wait until you guys see the space. And as well as the night market that we just launched in partnership with Sovereign, Showing Hearts. I don't know if you weren't at the night market, man. It was crazy. Again, bringing those resources here and bringing those opportunities here to our communities that we don't have to leave and go into different communities to have to do these things. It'll be more like a choice if we want to and not a need. So I'm just so excited to help. We have over 400 small businesses that's registered for the farmers market. So we have people here, right here in Southeast Queens, that are ready to take their business to a next level. And with all of us collaborating on this call alone, next year's trajectory is crazy. So I can't wait.
Well, we are excited to hear that, Diana. And with that said, I am passing it over to my lovely co-host, Miss. Y'all see how I call her Miss, because I always say she's the bomb. I love her so much. Miss Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. She gets two titles with me.
I love you more, Danielle. Thank you so much. And I'm just excited. I don't know about everybody else that's listening in. This is the power of collaboration in real time. Do you hear what all of these boss ladies are doing? I would have been at the night market, but honey, I was healing in the Hamptons. So you got to forgive me. I'll be at the next one.
And I didn't even know about the night market. What's up with that?
Yeah. I saw
Diana, you were on the show, like you said before. I don't know why I'm still not on your mailing list. I'm a vegetarian. I try to eat well and all that good stuff.
Listen,
right? So I know I gotta visit Miss Dawn Kelly, and I need to get to the farmers market. So what's up?
Absolutely.
After we're gonna get it all right during the show. We're gonna get it
All
all
right now. All right.
Exactly. So let's get into the next question because this is good to me. And Aaliyah, I'm so glad that you are here to share the resources because there's so much that all of you are partnering. So I'm going to come back to you, Aaliyah, because this question is particularly around strategic partnerships.
Sure.
And how have you used strategic partnerships as a tool during COVID-19? And if you did, how so? I think people need to really hear about your story and building out this network. And I don't think you can get more strategic than the Black Resource Network, BLAQUE.
That's right. VLA is for Black, QUE is for Queens. I mean, what we are is just a group of partnerships. There are 15,000 of us, currently 15,500. And that's what we do.
Wait, hold on. That needs a couple of horns. All right.
we partner all day essentially, but when you ask specifically how did we partner during COVID, obviously COVID was very unique in our neighborhood. So what I did was try to look a little outside of our neighborhood and bring things home. So we partnered with Queens Together, and they were able to give us 1,000 family-sized boxes of produce each week to bring home to Southeast Queens to distribute. And they were enough for a family. So that was thousands of people. And with that, we partnered with people like Diana and other companies in the community to distribute this food. And to add to it, we did Gotham Greens, and Diana was able to get a few more partnerships for us. So that was one way during COVID specifically that we were able to partner. And it was excellent. We were able to say, okay, this amount is going to go to this church. We're going to give them this amount away. We're going to pull up to, this housing complex. And the community came together and we were able to do it.
That is just absolutely amazing. And then the fact that in COVID, what we talk about on the show, right, Danielle? Real-time issues and real-time solutions. People weren't getting food or access to.
No, and the grocery stores the food just wasn't good. Like people were coming to us. It was more than just I don't have food. It was an access problem, a quality problem. When we did that for 18 weeks, we had 1,000 boxes of food. And when it first happened, it was like Monday, we have to do this on Thursday, and we all came together and got it done.
That's
immediately.
amazing.
Yeah.
If you want things done, I'll let you come in with your comment, Danielle, because I see you bursting. But I just want to say for the record, if you want something done, ask a Black woman to do it.
That's it.
All we can say is amen to that. That's the word. But what I wanted to say is, that warms my heart, Aaliyah, because, Dr. Stacy got me involved with the Southeast Queens Move. We were calling elderly residents, and I came across one elderly, I would say client who had broke his ankle getting, he was like in that moment felt a level of desperation, because he could not get out. He lived alone. He was in his 80s. He couldn't get out. And he was like, I am down to my last food, my last couple of items, so to speak. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I just happened to hear about something on the news. I called them up. I paid for food myself to get him the food because I was just like, what am I going to, this. So anyway, I'm like, again, I would say oftentimes we will perish for lack of knowledge. Because there's so many great things happening. Like I had no idea this was happening right here in the community. And although I feel like I'm connected, I feel like I'm not connected. Like a lot of times I feel like, well, what the heck? Why didn't I know about this or that, And again, we need to get the information out there more so that people can capitalize. And I mean that in a positive way. That people could capitalize on information as well as resources, because people will perish for lack of knowledge and lack of resources, and so that warms my heart because I just wanted to share that with you, because I'm sure if I knew that you're having impact, I'm sure you were having impact and you're continuing to have impact as Miss Dawn and Miss Diana as well.
Absolutely. And I wanted to make sure we underscored how the timeline went, because a lot of times we think it takes 10 years and 20 years to build collaboration and coalition. No, it takes a phone call. What Danielle just talked about with the Southeast Queens Wellness Ambassadors, that was a phone call. one girlfriend called another, said, we have to do something. The elderly can't get to senior centers. They need food. Something had to happen. Aaliyah made a phone call. Diana was like, okay, who can I call? That is what this show is about. So I'm going to jump straight into Dawn, who I know you've been all over during COVID. So how did you use strategic partnerships in the midst of what we were seeing to really be, a tool? And how did you use that tool as a brick and mortar, which was a different experience than those who had service-based businesses and had to make some pivots and adjustments? So we'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Stacey, for that question. One, I just want to first congratulate Black Resource Network and the work that Aaliyah and the team are doing, because I'm a member of that organization. And I also see myself as an information disseminator as well. And so we share all of the information we get with each other so that we can make sure that the preponderance of us are aware of the opportunities that are out there for us all to take advantage of. In addition to that, I've partnered with all of our sororities, mostly Deltas and the AKAs, during COVID to feed essential workers as well as our veterans. Partnered with Senator Leroy Comrie and a bunch of other organizations, including Diana and Jars for Life, to feed senior citizens during COVID. And then in my role as a small business mentor, I had to collaborate with a number of small businesses here in Queens and across New York City, taking phone calls, giving advice, referring people to different services across the city that could help them. And then just here in the store, working with my staff, one of which is Sebastian Roseway, who started his own business during the pandemic called Bash Eats, connecting him to different opportunities, including the Sovereign Market in Laurelton, as well as some of the work that Diana was doing along the way. So there were a whole lot of different ways for us to show up together and win together. And I made sure that I was feet first involved in that.
Awesome. I love it. And I love the fact that you gave life to a young person with a dream and a business, and the connection, that he can now take and do amazing things through example. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to do it. So thank you for sharing that. I tell you, this is good. I hope y'all are picking up what they're putting down as we come on over to Diana Rose. Same question for you. We heard a little bit about what you are doing, but you've been doing so much with strategic partnerships in growing your enterprise. So how have you used it as a tool, and what would you share as a good takeaway for those that are listening?
Yeah, I think along the same vein as Aaliyah and Dawn, and something that you said, Dr. Stacey, that you've always said, and even throughout the time of knowing you, is being prepared and being ready for moments like this. And even though sometimes it does just take a phone call, or you don't have time to plan out, but I think leading up to these moments where 2020 proved it, that you don't have time to make a plan. You just kind of have to act. But I think leading up to that preparation prepared a lot of us to make those phone calls. So working with Gotham Greens, throughout the years, or my work in sustainability, really just led to the opportunity to call them up and say, hey, you're in our backyard and you have a 60,000 square foot greenhouse right on Jamaica Avenue. We have a food issue. So there, it's in that time of building these relationships where you can now call on somebody. My grandfather always says, seek a friend before you need a friend, type of thing. And right. Don't those parables always make sense to you? Like, seek a friend before you need a friend. So I think a lot of my partnerships just have been in the work, like the ground organizing and the work that, I've been doing throughout the years, and just being able to share those resources has been just such a blessing, right? It's just been such a blessing, and then shared in our community with our friends and our family. I mean, it's just amazing. So if anything that I can say is to regarding strategic partnerships is to build those partnerships before you actually need something from it. See what, be an asset to these partners. And that way, when you call up on them, it's really easy to just kind of like get any resource or any valuable information that you need.
I love that. Be a friend, seek a friend before you need a friend. I'll say it with the accent that we know we come with.
I was gonna go with the accent because he just said it the other day to somebody that started laughing. Like, okay, it's still that parable is still real.
When we're younger, it doesn't necessarily make sense to us when we hear, because for me, I thought that Jamaicans were just doing the most. Like there was a saying for everything. Like if you didn't brush your teeth, if you didn't eat your food, like, I'm like, come on, can I just live? Like, why is there a parable attached to everything that I'm doing? But there is reason for that. And it's so true. I love that example. And I love the fact that the three of you do some similar things, but that didn't stop you from collaborating. And I think we need to underscore that as Danielle brings our next question forward. You can be in same spaces, but have your own specific anointing. I say it all the time. My anointing won't look good on you, but yours will slay all day if you pray. Well, that's just me. I can't tell you what to believe, but it's important to understand.
Wait. Was that your own parable you just made up?
Yeah.
I love that.
I think it fell off on me, Danielle.
I love that.
But it's so important to see how all of us get to shine. And you don't have to put anyone else down to shine. Iron sharpens iron. So the more your iron is sharp, the more you shine, the more you allow the other people around you to do the same. Oh, y'all got me fired up. Hold on, Danielle, let me send it over to you because they're going to make me run. I feel like I'm a judge.
So, Dawn, with everything we've been talking about, right? And just how do we continue to build on collaboration? How do you think we can collaborate more as business owners in the community to help one another thrive?
Well, I think it's as simple as, leading life with an open hand. So I want to say one more thing. It's not just Jamaican mommies that tell those cliches. My mother has so many. Oh, my God. And one is look and you shall find. Okay. And so what I try to do is I try to make sure that I'm touching base with people regularly, right? I'm reaching out to other entrepreneurs. I'm reaching out to other partnerships and networks. So I joined the Culinary Women of America, New York Women in Culinary, right? I've joined BRN. I've joined Queens Together and got on a membership. I'm a member of Queens Chamber of Commerce. So I think one thing that is important is that we need to be involved in the other organizations around Queens, not just in our insular organization, but other organizations as well, so that we can get the information from them and bring it home, okay? Because if our people don't know, they can't get involved. And one of my favorite sayings is, it's enough for all of us to win. It's no fun to be the only one.
Wait, hold on.
And Aaliyah, so share your thoughts with us on how do you think we can collaborate more as business owners in the community to help one another thrive?
So as you can tell by this call, we are collaborating. We collaborate on a daily basis all the time, particularly the women on this call. Because we see the benefits of it, right? Collaboration inspires you. It educates you. It grows your network. It saves you money. So if we can now convince the rest of the businesses to kind of follow the same model and understand that it's not a competition, right? So, the beauty salons can work together to buy products at bulk and separate it and use it that way. The restaurants can work together, similarly how Michael Duncan has done with The Rock, where all of the restaurants buy in large bulk and break it up. They can share information. So I'd like to continue to help inspire people to operate as one unit, particularly in Southeast Queens, and do like Dawn said, you go out and you bring things home and think about us as one industry. So that's what I hope to see in the future, in the near future.
And Diana.
I agree as well. I think said it best. We are doing the work. We
are.
are doing it. So for us, it's just natural to have this conversation. There's no prep work. There's no what we're going to talk about. This is our daily work. And it's just so important to understand, as Dawn had mentioned, there is enough space. I'm a believer in staying in my lane. If there's an opportunity that comes my way and I know I can't do it, it doesn't dim your shine. It doesn't dim your light if you pass on that opportunity to somebody else. I've done it so many times, and people sometimes are like, really? And I'm like, this is not something that I want to do or I have the capacity to do so, but why not? So I think as we just continue to be the example, as we continue to do this in real life, in real time, and not just on social media, because this is like literally, I've had Dawn call me 2 years ago. I will never forget. It was like 3 days. Kanye West was having his Sunday service. I got a call from Dawn like, yo, Diana, I need 100 jars. I'm like, Dawn, it's 2 days. She's like, I'm like, where's the event? In 2 days. She didn't even tell me who. She didn't tell me what. She's like, get 2 days. We on it. I get to Lincoln Center and it's a Kanye West Sunday service. Dawn could have did that herself, but she saw the benefit in the collaboration. She saw the benefit in the network and the growth. So it's just been beautiful. Leah's called me up like, hey, D, get up. I'm like, what? Even this morning, yo, you up? Diana, you up? We got a show to be on, right? So I can't tell you how many countless times she's called and be like, there's an opportunity, Diana, let's go. And, when Now This News, which is like, a pretty big network, they called us and they're like, hey, Diana, we know, they're very vested in sustainability, but it was like, no, we got to highlight the Black Resource Network and the work that they're doing with food, Share Health. And I love every time we talk about Share Health, Aaliyah, because this is something that I believe in and that you've done, even how you branded Share Health. It wasn't just come get some free food. It was like, no, share health with the community. We want to share our resources with you, right? So that's just the real-time work that we're doing. And I feel like once we're doing it so genuinely and authentically, people are going to have to catch on. They're going to have to follow suit, because this is the only way we're truly going to build sustainable and thriving communities is through real, genuine collaborations.
And you know what, Diana, you're preaching to the choir, but the reason why we asked this, because we know you all shared examples about collaboration, but you hit the nail on the head. We all do it intuitively, authentically, and it's like second nature for us. But we all have to be evangelizers and kind of spread the word in the gospel that now more than ever, we need to operate as a community so our community can thrive and everyone can benefit. And so that's why I was like, well, how can we do this more? What does that look like, that we're not only doing it in little, pods, so to speak, but like the word is spread and that becomes commonplace and is done more. And so, I appreciate you answering the questions kind of again, but there was an intention behind it, and that is because we all need to operate as evangelizers to get the word out there about the benefits of collaboration and working synergistically with each other. So with that said,
not just that, but inviting us onto platforms like Queen Strategy Partners is another way that we're doing that, right? Because in our circle and in our closeness, we get it, but able to talk freely and openly and sharing content, sharing this within our own networks is another way that you're helping us to really kind of spread the word and evangelize regarding partnerships and true collaboration. So thank you again for inviting us on this platform.
Absolutely. It's something that Danielle shares all the time when we close the show about applying the knowledge. It's also when you have the platforms and you share the information, take advantage of it. I can dial back, Diana, to when I told you to get involved with coming to the JFK redevelopment meetings to get certified as an MWBE. And you were taking advantage of some of the other resources you networked, when you came to the conference. That's important. You got to show up and do something with it. So it's one thing if you show up, but if you don't do anything with it, then what sense is that? Always being in the room, soaking up, networking, connecting, seeing where those collaborations can come from. That's critically important. I think everybody answered that question, right, Danielle? Because I want to jump into the next one. I'm like,
yes.
Look, I'm like, oh my
goodness. Dr. Stacey, take it away. You can run with it.
Okay. You
I
got to.
gotta open the door. Just open the door. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. This is real time. We're talking about business boss ladies. Business don't stop because we're on air. We have to keep going. So this next question I'm excited about because we're talking about the collaboration. We're talking about the different examples, but let's now get into some of the granular discussion, right? Danielle hinted towards it. We held those candidates that were running in this district accountable to their vision for how do we build an ecosystem where residents can support businesses and businesses support residents and really start building out this model for spending dollars in our community with our vendors, with all of the 15,000 in the Black Resource Network, with all of those in the night market and sovereign markets, with all of those working with Dawn and doing the work that she does, those working with Queen Strategy Partners. What is your vision or idea for how this ecosystem can work in real time? Utilize what's in our community before we go out to Valley Stream, Brooklyn, Manhattan, or any other borough or place within the city. How do we start right now building out that ecosystem? I'll start with Dawn because she unmuted her mic like, girl, I'm ready.
Well, but you know what? I'm actually going to say that Aaliyah, we got this down, okay? Because I really do believe that we have the foundational bricks already in place with Black Resource Network. I mean, if you guys watch how stuff synergistically works on Black Resource Network, I mean, it's amazing to me how somebody will say, I need this. And then in less than a second, they got what they need because all of us are on there saying, go to this place, try this person. So I do believe that part is happening. What I think that how we can make it bigger is now we can figure out what we're missing, right? Because we now know what's here. So we need to figure out what we're missing. And then as Aaliyah's doing with the young entrepreneurs, start encouraging those babies to fill those gaps.
Yes.
Amen. You said
I
it.
love that.
No, we are here because that's what we were talking about. Like what's missing? You know, I always use I took a walk yesterday, and I was like, it is hot. I don't feel like cooking. You know, but there's nothing. I hate to say it. There's really not much on Linden Boulevard in regards to variety of food, you know, or, you know, post-COVID, if we wanted to sit in a cafe and have a nice cup of coffee, there's nothing but McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts here on Linden Boulevard. Like, where's that cafe that you find on Bell Boulevard or Austin Street where you could sit there and have a business meeting and have a, you know, nice cup of coffee or a latte or whatever with a bagel? Where's that? Or a sandwich? Or we don't have that. And those are some basic essential things that we should have. We have a ton. I'm just saying, liquor store, Chinese restaurants, cleaners, you know, maybe what we need a wide variety. So I think we need to look at Dawn laughing. What is the truth?
She's laughing at my sound effects.
Oh, okay. So but anyway, with that, you see I'm getting on my soapbox, but we got other guests, and I'm gonna let you guys answer the question as well. So Aaliyah.
Yeah, I was gonna jump in anyway. So I 100% agree with Dawn, and that's something that we've been talking about, just even on a teeny small scale that we partnered with Jackie McIntosh, and we're going to have these series of pitch events where people can just come with their ideas, and you know, there's going to be about 50 of us in a room tonight just talking through, well, what do you want to do? How can we get that done? And we have people that want to invest and collaborate and bring these types of businesses to Southeast Queens, to Queens in general. So that's something that we've started to do. We help connect businesses with consumers all day. That's our primary focus. And we know we have the data. I can tell you exactly what we're missing. I can tell you where the barbershops are, where they're not, where the smoothie shops are, where they're not, where they're needed. I have that information. But now we need to fill those gaps. And that's a part of what we're going to do as well. Second to that, for consumers, there needs to just be a rebranding of Black businesses. And that's another thing that I want to work on, because we have these ideas on what a Black business is and what they're not good at. And we have all of these things. So we need a rebranding for people to think Black first and think community first, and not have to go to Walmart and Target and other businesses. So I think those are two areas that I'd like to do, that I'm planning on doing for my summer and fall. So that's helping bring people with ideas together, because a lot of people have the same ideas. I've heard we need a coffee shop 10,000 times, and so many people want to do it, but maybe they can't do it by themselves. So let's bring them together and get it done and figure out how we can support them. Second, reprogramming the minds of consumers and business owners to value Black business.
Oh, I love that. That needs a bomb.
with a
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah. And it's not that simple. There's a lot of history behind that, and there's a lot of education that is needed on both the consumers and the business owners' ends. But that's something that I'd like to be a part of.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Yeah, I love this. Like, this is giving me so much life. You know, I'm ready to start singing, I Believe I Can Fly. Okay, let me go with you, Diana, because I'm getting too excited. This is what I love.
And this is another aspect of collaborating, right? Energy that you get and just the inspiration that you get, and hearing everybody talk, it just inspires you and just ignites you and really makes you say, all right, you know, because sometimes you don't always have that inner self-motivation, and you need to be surrounding yourself with people who get the vision. And even when sometimes you kind of don't feel like you're going through it, they're the people who are bringing you back to life in that regard. So I think this alone shows the beauty of collaboration with immediate results. This is it right here. So, but just to answer the question, I really, for me, a lot of it is ownership, right? Property ownership and acquirement. Just by having a physical space to cook, it's going to change a lot of the business structure. I have over 400 applications for the farmers markets, and over 400 for this season. And I want to say I could only approve a fraction of those food businesses because they're not cooking out of commercial spaces, or they don't have access to commercial spaces, right? And I can't say not cooking because a lot of it is an access problem. I, again, had to drive to Harlem. I had to drive to Brooklyn. I had to drive to Long Island City to produce food. That is not good quality of life for me. As I get older, quality of life means something so much different. Sitting in traffic for 45 minutes is not quality of life for me, especially with little children. So being able to go a few minutes from my house to prepare meals for my community, to major organizations, major department stores, that to me is quality of life. So being able to have those spaces, and that takes finance. So I think the ecosystem, and it's so funny that you asked that question. I'm actually taking a course in business ecosystems, right? Provided by Queens College, and they're one of my partners on the commercial kitchen. And just seeing how, and it opened my eyes, because it's not just a BIPOC, a Black person, a Black community issue, a people of color issue. It's not at all. These problems exist in different enclaves in different communities. But for us, like Aaliyah said, it's really about the reprogramming and the structure that our business needs. And at the farmers market, a lot of people have almost complained about not being able to get in, but that's because we require you to have business insurance. We require you to have articles of incorporation for your business. We require you to have sales certificate of sales tax authority. And some businesses are like, well, I don't have any of those things. And we're not turning people away. We're providing resources through Black Resource Network, through our partners like Dawn Kelly and the Nourish Spot, to say this is how you get these things so you can vend at the farmers market. So it's really about changing the structure and the mindset around how business works. Again, both of my parents were entrepreneurs, and it was with you, Dr. Stacey Grant, you asked me a question, and I didn't realize that both of my parents were entrepreneurs growing up, and that's kind of where I probably get my entrepreneurship from. But my parents they just ran a business. They worked for their business. They didn't run a business. They worked in their business. So a lot of it for us is changing, for that ecosystem to really work, is going to be a mix up of everything everyone has said. It is acquiring property. We need ownership. We need land ownership. We need business ownership. We need building ownership. We need to own a lot of where we're producing. And then it is changing the minds, changing the thought and process of how people see Black businesses. And it's also really establishing those real collaborations. So it's a lot of everything. And as Aaliyah said, it's not going to be easy, because someone said at Juneteenth, we've been enslaved longer than we've been freed. And that hit me so hard because we want these things to happen, but there's just so much therapy that needs to pour into how we do business, how we collaborate, because it's not been easy for us. So I'm just excited to see now that we're in this healing process. By next year, it's gonna look a whole lot different, y'all, in Southeast Queens. It's gonna look a whole.
Amen to that. Well, Diana, something else that you said that just resonated with me, and you and speaking about your parents about working in your working in your business opposed to on your business, that's a term and stuff, and that's pretty much what you were saying. It's like, they had a livelihood, they worked in their business to have food on the table for their children, to have a home and things. But if we are going to create generational wealth, if we are really going to have the impact that we all say we want to have, then it is what you ladies are talking about. I'm saying, yes, I'm in agreement that it's about changing a mindset, because it can't even be just about I'm an entrepreneur and I could put food on the table. It's about how can we take it another level and create generational wealth, that we are having a thriving community, but thriving units of families, right? And that when you have thriving families and, in whole families and, in every way, then clearly on some symbolic level, that creates the community right there, right? It all ties in together. So I'm in total agreement with you, and I'm just so excited to hear the things that each and every one of you are doing. So
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
1 second? I really like what you said, Danielle, about the generational wealth and family building generational wealth. So I want to commend Diana, because she has her son, Che. He's been writing books, and now he got his own corporation, Che Corp. Okay. And so she is doing that. Okay. As well as, me with my 2 children, my daughter Jade and my son Owen, they are part of the Nourish Spot, because it's important for us to model the behavior, right? And when they see us doing it, right? I believe, just like Diana just said about her parents, it was almost by osmosis that she learned these things from her parents, because she really didn't understand what they were doing when they were doing it as a kid. And then here's my last comment I want to say. I'm throwing this out at all of us, but I just thought of something. In my corporate days, I remember we used to do a program with young people called Learn, Do, Earn. So maybe we could figure out how to bring that into the community. And then also we partnered with Junior Achievement. And Junior Achievement is all about building businesses for young people. So maybe Aaliyah and Diana and Dr. Stacy and Danielle, we can figure out how to partner with Junior Achievement and bring some of what they are offering all across the globe here to Southeast Queens with our own special Black Resource Network embellishment on top of it.
Yes, I've been dying to do a youth entrepreneur camp, dying to do it. I have an instructor, I have a space, I just have to get a curriculum. So I'm interested in hearing more about what they do and how they can support that.
Oh my goodness, Aaliyah,
Perfect.
we have to talk about that, because one of my dear friends, we used to run the small business camp, Andrew Morrison, and he has a youth curriculum already built out that we already use. So in real time, let's talk about making that happen. I have 2 entrepreneurs in my house. They've only known their mom to be an entrepreneur. So they're out here. The youngest one even worked for the mayor of New York City, at 15 years old. So it's exposure. And, going back to what we said before about mindset, that it's not just the tactical way that we learn business skills and build our acumen. We also have to work on the mind. And it's years of trauma. You're talking about 400 years of trauma. So that's not going to go away overnight. And different experiences throughout the diaspora of how we show up in the space and how we work together. And we're not afraid to trust one another. There's a trust factor that also has to be healed. And I do a lot on that space of the world and getting us ready for the opportunity to have the discussion. So I love that we're raising this Junior Achievement. We're talking about learn, do, learn, earn. I think I said it the wrong way, but earn, learn, do.
Learn, do,
Let's do
earn.
it. Dang on it. Yeah.
And the other thing I was thinking about as you guys is Diana, you being, and I don't have a problem making the connection if you don't have it already, because you sound like you all, so I say that in humbleness. But with the BNYC initiative with the Department of Small Business Services, because when you talk about getting people businesses licenses and things like that, I think they would be, I would think, and I'll have that conversation, and obviously you loop you in. I think they would be very excited to see how they can help you as well as Ali. I'm just using you as an example, Diana, because you talk. Okay,
got the email this morning. Got the email this morning from BC, and what is it? BENYC.
NYC, yes.
Yeah, we had the commissioner that comes to the farmers market every weekend with his family.
John
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic.
He is a
So
friend.
it's done. That's what I said. I say with humility, because you may already got that knowing.
I just got an email. That's serendipity, because I just got an email from the director this morning.
From Ken.
So we did a collaboration with them last week, and it was great. And again, this is what it is, and it's taking this, and I'm glad you said that, Danielle, because it's taking the information with humility. It's taking it with, and I think a lot of the times that is missed. If I'm telling you something, it's not because I think you don't know. It's because I'm thinking of you. So I love that you said that. You offered it in humility, but it's about how we're also receiving it too. And trust me, if I didn't got that email, I would have been on it with you after this call, like, hey, let's go. But I love that. And just to segue into youth, as Dawn said, my son is an entrepreneur. I've seen how his mind has worked. He said to me yesterday, which is so powerful. Now, these kids are different. They savvy. They're very different than me, because there's some things I don't say to mom, but they know that the city is, the state is they're getting these funds come in July, August, September. These kids know all that stuff. He asked me, Mom, can I take $200 to invest into Dogecoin and some other one, Ethereum? I'm like, okay. And how do you say no to that, right? So I don't know if that was a setup or what, but it's just like, but him understanding how investment works, him understanding how business growth works, his mind is like, I don't want to spend my money on toys or games. I want to invest. And to me, that was powerful, because it's learned behavior. And if I had learned these things as a kid, I'd probably be different. We'd probably all be in a different space financially. But youth is just going to be so important, because it's not what we're just doing, but it's what we're leaving behind for them to have. And we're not leaving them debt and problems. We're leaving them wealth and education. And more importantly than everything, that I think that we can leave our youth is how to be good people, how to be good humans. And I think above all, I try to teach my young entrepreneur that you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the acumen in the world, but if you're not a good person, it means nothing. Another parable, manners, what is it? Manners will carry throughout the world without a penny. So, but tying that back into youth entrepreneurism, we do intend to launch a youth culinary program at the kitchen. So I know that is something, if we can get it all in, let's go. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
I love that. And I love that you talked about your son wanting to invest. My youngest son needed to use my profile to create a profile on Robinhood because he was too young. Every day I'm getting alerts. I'm like, what's trading? What's dropping? Like, what the what? He knew about these Bitcoin ATMs before I did. But that's how their mind works. When they're exposed, they're both in business. They see things differently. They're able to understand the value in learning from what they watched. My oldest son, I remember a couple of years ago, we were doing something. He was like, you need to change your price structure. I was like,
okay.
And kill me? So, like he was like, you're not charging enough. So they can see and learn. So the power in pouring into our youth is so important. And to hear, I can't wait for the debrief after the call. How about that? Like, we're going to have some fun in Southeast Queens, lifting up what already exists. We don't have to recreate the wheel. Black Resource Network has done a lot of the legwork, has the data to show. Diana has already proven that we do deserve a quality of life in Queens with our own kitchen, and not just keeping that for your own good. You're opening it up to those who are ready to participate. Dawn has been on the front line using her PR background to be everywhere, doing everything so everybody knows who Southeast Queens is, sitting on boards, advocating for opportunity and access. And From the Ground Up is a result of collaboration from Queen Strategy Partners. 3 different businesses who were doing phenomenal things in the marketplace, understanding that we're stronger together. So this has been rich. We're closing out halfway through 2021 with all you boss ladies. I got to give you all a round of applause because you all are just amazing. We're not just talking about it, we're living it. And to see that people reference the show is humbling for Danielle and myself and Nicole. It's like, wow, people are citing, oh, yeah, I saw such and such on your show. Oh, I learned about this program. Oh, I was able to take care of that loan. That is why we have this resource. It's not about keeping it to ourselves. It's how can we go and share it. So Lisa said, I'm really enjoying this meeting, empowering to see Black women discussing transforming our Queens community. Thank you, Lisa, for tuning in.
Thank you,
Thank
Lisa.
you, Lisa.
And can I
Around
say
the
with
floor.
that,
Thank
Stacey, I just happened to be at a barbecue on Sunday, and I connected with someone, and she was on the show, and she was telling me how great it was and how it empowered her. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you even saw the show. And I wouldn't even brought it up to her. But I'm only saying that because you never know who you're touching.
That's
You
right.
never know, like when it's like being a little bee with, putting some pollen on, and you just never know what that looks like. And then they take and they pollinate, another flower. And so that's what we're doing. And I'm just amazed at all of the great work you ladies are doing. And I just want to uplift you in heart and spirit and mind and say thank you.
Awesome. And Lisa said, watching your work in action on a regular basis is everything. Like, girl, I can feel the everything in your written word. So we're going to do a round robin. Diana, you can definitely share your next comment. I just want to prep you all as we start to wind down because we truly could be here all day.
All
If we
day.
get that there's an audience, but we have meetings and other money to make. Hello, somebody say cha-ching.
Yes.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Thanks.
So
No,
I want you all to prep for this question, and then Diana's going to share her thought, and then we're going to do a round robin. What are the top 3 things you want community to do now after listening to the show? So I'll let you all simmer on that. Diana, share your thought, and then we'll have you all answer, and then Danielle's going to wrap us up for today.
Awesome. No, I just wanted to say, hey, Lisa. Lisa is such an amazing, faithful Black Resource Network member and Laurelton Farmers Market member. Lisa is out there every weekend, y'all, getting her fresh fruits and vegetables like every weekend. She makes it her business to come to the market. So, Lisa, I just wanted to big you up on that. You are amazing. You're not just watching the work. You are a part of the work. So thank you for what you do, Lisa.
Had to give her some horns. All right, so now you had a couple of seconds to simmer on that question. Aaliyah, we'll kick it off with you. What 3 things do you want community to do immediately as a result of today's show?
Sure, I want them to figure out what idea resonated with them, because there were a lot of ideas that went around today, and that includes the people on the call. Figure out which one of these things you want to be a part of, because there are a lot of great things happening, and reach out to that person and follow up with them, even if you just want to know about the progress and you're not ready to be a part of it, but follow up on some of these ideas. Number 2, shop local, shop Black. I think that's something that everyone can do every day, like really sit down and figure out where you spend your money and move some of that money over to some more local Black businesses. And number 3, of course, is going to be to join the Black Resource Network. We're really easy to find, BLAQUE. If you're on Instagram, we're on Instagram. You want to do the mailing list, hit me up and send me your email address. I'm easy to find. Or, of course, you can join the Facebook group and help us grow and share information.
Awesome. Let's give you a round of applause. Awesome sauce. Dawn, we're going to come over to you. What 3 things do you want our audience to do now as a result of listening to the show?
Well, I'm going to agree with Aaliyah immediately. We need to all shop Black. I'm encouraging, daring, asking our community to pick a couple of Black-owned businesses every single day and support them. We need to circulate our dollars in our community. So that would be the first thing. The second thing is then once you support one of those businesses, tell somebody about it. Okay. And not just your neighbor or the person that lives in your house. Tell somebody that lives in another community to bring other people into our community to afford themselves of all of the goods and services that we offer here in Southeast Queens. And last but not least, I like what Diana said earlier about being kind. As a brick and mortar, you know that it gets hectic sometimes, and we can't move as fast as everyone would like us to because we have lots of order, lots of demand, and that's a good thing. So I say, give your Black-owned businesses the benefit of the doubt and ask more questions instead of being just walking away upset. Okay, those are my three.
All right, round of applause for you. I love that. Especially to be kind. So before Diana gives her remarks, Diana Hilaire is saying, when's the franchising happening, Diana Rose, our mutual friend by Spesh. And Lisa says she's promoting tonight's entrepreneur and investor pitch session. All right, in real time. So Diana, what three things are you going to encourage everyone to do?
Well, just in real, true, real life. Hey, D, I love you, Diana Hilaire. In real life, just find out how you can collaborate with someone in the community. There may be something that your business or your service can lend to. Just this is what the show is about, right? How we're collaborating and how we're building this ecosystem here in Southeast Queens and beyond. Find out how you can collaborate and what ways you can partner with somebody to do something great for the community. That's the first thing. The second thing is to come to the farmers market, right? We're open every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we're really there to exist as a true farmers market. So fresh produce, above all, we want to stay healthy as we're building these great empires. So come out to the farmers market every Saturday and Sunday at the Laurelton LIRR train station. And third is to share this from the ground up from Queen Strategy Partners. Again, y'all know I'm. This is not a joke. I watch you all on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Sleep in my eye. I'm typing because I feel like you add so much value. So if you're watching this, please share this content. This is such great content. Just to see us all five on this show right now is amazing. So share. Keep on sharing this show, this content, and check out the other Queen Strategy Partners from the Ground Up series. You got a lot to watch, so don't worry. You can binge watch it. It's binge worthy, y'all. Trust me.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you. Round of applause to you. Appreciate that. And we started doing every Tuesday in season 1, and then we moved to the first and the third Tuesdays of the month. And this month had 5 Tuesdays, so we got caught out there. Next week is a holiday, but we're going to look at the programming for July to make sure you get your content. And I just want to say before I turn it over to my beautiful co-host to close us out, I love you all, and you know there's nothing you can do about it. Aaliyah, I've gotten to know you because of Diana and all of our other mutual friends, and I'm like, I got to do something with Black Resource Network, and I jumped in the community, and everybody's like, wait, you weren't here? I said, well, we all these Black brilliant people have people. So I'm just excited, Aaliyah. My brain is already tick, 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 tick. Dawn, you already know. I don't know how you forgot that we're mutually Libras when I sing to you every year on your birthday. Like, I just don't even understand. And Diana, you are my baby. You know, I'm so proud of you, all that you are doing. This is exciting in real time what collaboration is. And I get to do this work with my dear sister from another mister, my Danielle Douglas, who is thebomb.com. And we've had so much joy bringing this forward and being supported in the background by other partner, Nicole Valentine Esquire. And I am just thrilled. And Special, I see you. I love you too. Thank you for being on the show. But Danielle, over to you as we close out yet another amazing episode of From Over to you, Danielle.
Well, I just want to say this is a show that, as Miss Dr. Stacey and C. Grant said, that has truly inspired me. I am so on fire. I'm motivated. It just touches me. I'm even getting emotional because you guys, really, to see what we're doing in the community and that this is a grassroots effort and each and every one of us is doing what we said we want to do for our community, and we're empowering ourselves to do it. We're not waiting for the local elected officials to do it. We're not saying, we want to hear because we need to keep them accountable, but we're like, we got this. Y'all need to come on our train and jump on our train to what we're doing, because everything happens in the grassroots, on the grassroots level. And it is so important that we continue to empower ourselves to make a difference for one another and collectively our community. And so the three things I would say is, one, which as Miss Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant says, I always close out to say, we are providing you information. We're providing you resources, but it does not become wisdom until you take that knowledge and that resources and you apply it. That's one. Applying it means taking action. That's two. You know, Miss Dr. Stacey C. Grant always say, we're building a plane while flying it. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. And you could continue to figure out as you're doing it. But it's very empowering when you take action and you're not paralyzed by, oh my gosh, I don't have it all figured out, or fear. Just do it. Life is short. Do it. And the third thing is, I'm going to say, as Miss Diana said, please continue to join us, because we, Queen Strategy Partners, we are your partner on this journey. We're partners with each and every one of our guests, but we are partners with you all that take the time every other Tuesday to spend an hour out of your busy schedule with us. We're going to continue to show up, and we just ask that you continue to show up as well. So thank you. Be blessed and have a great July 4th holiday. And we look forward to seeing you the next time.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.